From Lord Commander to Exile, Jon Snow's journey continues in snow. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you love House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, and deep dives into Westerosi lore. Let's begin. Jon Snow, bastard of Winterfell, Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, Aegon Targaryen, savior of Westeros, and ultimately in exile. But is that where his story ends? In today's deep dive, we explore the emotional highs and crushing lows of Jon Snow's journey from Lord Commander to exile beyond the Wall, and what the upcoming spin-off Snow might reveal about the character's true destiny. From his Stark roots to his Targaryen bloodline, from the betrayal of love to the burden of duty, this is the untold continuation of Jon Snow's saga. This is From Lord Commander to Exile. Jon Snow's journey continues in snow. Born as the supposed illegitimate child of Ned Stark and raised in the cold stone walls of Winterfell, Jon Snow's identity was shaped by shame, silence, and snow. He was always a half-outcast, loved but never truly belonging. Even amongst his siblings, he was the one left out of royal banquets and noble dreams. But that sense of isolation didn't break him. It forged him. When Jon joined the Night's Watch, he went from noble bastard to black-cloaked brother. His time at Castle Black hardened him, matured him, and set him on a path few could ever walk. From the betrayal of Lord Commander Mormont's death to the wildling Ygritte capturing his heart, Jon's journey was marked by constant choices between duty and desire. He rose quickly through the ranks, a natural leader, respected and feared. When the Watch faced its darkest days, the mutiny, the attack by the wildlings, and the arrival of the White Walkers, Jon stood tall. He risked his life to make peace with the free folk, famously declaring, "The real war is between the living and the dead. And make no mistake, the dead are coming." His vision, his honor, and his courage led to the unthinkable. Jon Snow, the bastard of Winterfell, was elected Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. But his rise was never without sacrifice. He was betrayed by his own men and murdered, stabbed by brothers who saw his progressive ideas as treason. For the Watch, they whispered as they ended his life. But death didn't stop Jon Snow. Thanks to Melisandre's magic, he returned, reborn in a way. And though he no longer bore the title of Lord Commander, his path would grow even more complex, dangerous, and prophetic. As winter arrived, so too did the greatest threat Westeros had ever known, the Night King. Jon fought valiantly at Hardhome, the Battle of the Bastards, and finally at the Battle of Winterfell. He united North and South, mortal and immortal, to defeat the undead. But while the Night King was vanquished, a deeper, more personal war was just beginning. Jon's love for Daenerys Targaryen burned with the fury of dragons. Their bond, one forged in mutual respect and shared sacrifice, seemed destined to usher in a new era. But the truth changed everything. Samwell Tarly and Bran Stark revealed Jon's true identity: Aegon Targaryen, legitimate son of Rhaegar and Lyanna Stark, the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. Jon, ever loyal, never desired power. He remained committed to Daenerys. But the revelation fractured everything. The North no longer trusted her. Tyrion questioned her judgment. Varys plotted against her. And when Daenerys unleashed Drogon upon King's Landing, incinerating thousands of innocents, Jon was faced with the most agonizing choice of all. In the ashes of the Red Keep, Jon Snow killed Daenerys Targaryen, the woman he loved, to prevent her from becoming a tyrant. His reward? Exile. Bran the Broken became king. Tyrion brokered peace. And Jon Snow, whose blood carried the legacy of kings and conquerors, was banished to the Night's Watch once more, a relic of a kingdom he helped save. The final scene of Game of Thrones shows Jon Snow riding north with Ghost and the free folk beyond the Wall. But what lies beyond the icy forests and forgotten ruins? This is where Snow, the upcoming Jon Snow spin-off, begins. Kit Harington, who portrays Jon, has stated that Snow will explore the aftermath of the events of the series finale. What does it mean for a man who sacrificed everything for the greater good to live in exile, haunted by duty, legacy, and guilt? He carries the scars of 1,000 battles. He's lost Ygritte, Daenerys, and his very identity. Is Jon still the man who knows nothing? Or has he learned too much? There's much to explore. The psychological trauma of killing Daenerys. The burden of knowing he's Aegon Targaryen. The uneasy relationship with the free folk. The political vacuum in Westeros that may soon ripple beyond the wall. Could Snow introduce new threats? Perhaps remnants of White Walker magic still linger in the lands beyond. Could Jon find a new purpose to rebuild, protect, or even lead? Jon's journey has always been deeply spiritual, not in the sense of religion, but in self-realization. Snow might be more than a sequel. It could be a reckoning. He was betrayed by those he led, resurrected from death, and cast aside by those he saved. What does that do to a man's soul? The show could explore his sense of morality and whether he still believes in justice. He broke his night's watch vows with Ygritte. He abandoned neutrality to fight the Night King. He killed Daenerys out of love and fear. Can Jon ever truly find peace? Or is he fated to wander, like a cursed ghost in the snows of the far north? There's also the possibility of Jon forming a new community, a hybrid between wildlings and exiled watchmen, creating a new order free from the politics of the South. Could this be the birth of a new house? A legacy he never wanted but might finally accept? For Snow to truly capture fans' imagination, it must balance isolation with connection. Could we see old friends return? Tormund Giantsbane is already with Jon and could serve as his closest ally. Samwell Tarly, now Grand Maester, could communicate with Jon, perhaps pleading for his return if Westeros faces new danger. Arya Stark, sailing west of Westeros, could reunite with Jon in an epic crossover. Bran, as king, may send ravens north or perhaps see Jon in his visions. These interactions could drive emotional storytelling and recontextualize Jon's final choices. Could Gendry, now Lord of Storm's End, call upon Jon for aid? Could Tyrion, burdened by his own role in Daenerys' fall, seek Jon's wisdom? While Jon wanders the unknown, Westeros is rebuilding. Bran the Broken sits on the throne, a king chosen by story, not birth. Sansa rules the independent north. Arya sails west. Tyrion leads as Hand. But peace in Westeros never lasts. What if new threats rise from Essos? What if Dorne or the Iron Islands grow restless? What if magic, thought to be gone with the White Walkers, stirs again? Jon may be the one reluctant hero the world will need. Not as a king, not as a warrior, but as a guardian of a realm that exiled him. Could Jon Snow rise again? Not in battle, but in legend? Could Snow end with him finally accepting his destiny? Not as a Targaryen, not as a Stark. We can't wait to see what lies beyond the wall. Because Jon Snow's watch has only just begun. Snow, coming soon. Jon Snow's journey continues. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what comes next in this explosive WWE saga. Until next time, stay strong, stay loud, and stay tuned.